What's up everybody, hope you're all doing great. Good morning, welcome back to Cilinix Crypto and welcome back to another video on the graph, which I said I would analyze way quicker than this, but I kind of forgot about it. So sorry for that, but we're covering it now during these very bearish times for cryptos. Unfortunately, we got a big fundamental event tonight. The interest rate decision by the Federal Reserve in the United States, and also long-term interest rate projections, which arguably is even more important. Still, I wanted to take a look at GRT, or the graph, because it has actually been holding on pretty well. You can see that most cryptos have actually dropped down more than this, and the graph is still bearish, right? We're still dropping down, but we actually found some support at around 11.5 cents for quite some time. And then 2 days ago, we broke that and have been consolidating on top of 10 cents. A huge psychological support level, of course. Unfortunately, today, we actually broke down below. So unless we actually are able to, within the next 8 hours, get above 10 cents, and consolidate still on top of that. Unless that happens, I think we're dropping down towards this 7.5 cent level. So yeah, that is a pretty big drop. I'm not saying that that's going to be one big drop. It's probably just going to be trending down in normal market circumstances. And 7.5 cents, I mean, we've never had prices this low for the graph. So 7.5 cents really is the next strong psychological support level. It's probably going to be between 8 cents and 7.5 cents, so that's a little bit less of a drop. Excuse me, a little voice crack. But still, that is what I expect, unless, as I said, we're actually able to, from where we are right now, get above 10 cents again. Because if we're getting above 10 cents, that gives us more opportunities to become a little bit more bullish on the graph, but I don't really see that happening. Apart from that, I mean, and what I said about that we've never seen these prices with the graph, I mean, you should know that the graph, if you take a look at it all the time, it's a very inflationary token. You can see the price here was way higher, and the market cap right here is way higher, and I still think they're releasing tokens into circulation, which isn't a bad thing if you know the project and how it works. That's just how it works, and it's a great project, I think. And it's also needed to incentivize the community around it, right? So with the community, I mean the developers on it, but also the users and investors. Well, not so much investors. They're not incentivized by inflation, but the users and the developers, those are arguably the most important thing for a network. But one thing I did want to point out is that the circulation supply is getting towards 100. So there's only a possible inflation of another 30%. Which, I mean, some cryptos actually only have 4 or 5% into circulation. So if you can actually stake your GRT tokens for a decent percentage, it might actually be worth it to invest it for the long term. I wouldn't suggest that right now with the interest rate decision we have coming up tonight and with this bear market, but it could be something to think about. That's also why it's on my watch list, and when the market has cooled down, I think the graph is definitely one of the cryptos I will be buying if it goes on like this. So apart from that, I do want to highlight that this is probably the most likely scenario in relatively normal market circumstances, which we could have if the whole interest rate is as expected, so the same as the consensus. But I do want to add that fundamentals are stronger than technicals. So if that interest rate is going up to 1.75 immediately, the graph is probably going to fall all the way down to 7.5 cents without warning us. That's going to be a very big drop, but that drop is going to happen if that happens. Also, and it might take a little bit longer, but if all of these projections are higher than the previous ones were, that would be bad for the entirety of crypto, but the graph is not going to stay out of it. Even though it's relatively strong right now, it's going to fall hard as well. So please be careful with that. Please realize that. And I mean, it goes the other way too, right? Because if the interest rate actually goes up to 1.5, so as the consensus, I think we could actually have a spike all the way up to 13 cents. So it's just waiting for that. It's going to be quite nerve-wracking today. But yeah, that's basically my analysis and my insights on the graph for now. So if you do have any questions about the analysis or about anything I said, please let me know down in the comments. As for now though, thank you all for watching and listening, and I hope to see you all in my next videos. Bye.